right, got a couple more items. This next item is ingenious, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of the national television debut. This is an item that was created by a gentleman 2 months ago. It has only been made available through the internet and very selective and limited retailers. We are the first national source to be able to make it available. It's called a TAD, that is a temperature alert device. This innocuous bracelet, and I will flat out admit, this thing is so comfortable, I honestly forgot that I was wearing it this morning. When I walk in the building, and so many people are going to be headed back to office situations relatively soon if they haven't started trickling back yet. Well, there's a machine as we walk into the lobby that I walk up to and put my forehead to, and it gives me a temperature reading. But I have no idea what my temperature might be throughout the day. And yet most physicians say that your temperature is a very good indicator of your personal well-being. So this gives you your temperature whenever you want it. Do you see the green LED? That's telling me without even pushing the button that I'm well within limitations and that I'm doing all right. Right now I'm at 95.3. If my temperature rose to 99.6 or 100.3, an amber light would start flashing to let me know, hey, something to just take notice. At 100.4, that light would turn red and would flash to say, hey, you may want to talk to your family physician. The gentleman who created this is an emergency physician. He works with people every single day. Julian is it pronounced Triviano?
Trevino.
Trevino. It is such a pleasure to have you on the air. I think this is one of the smartest, most current devices I've ever seen for giving people a little bit of peace of mind.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted to create. We wanted to create what we call the temperature alert device that's going to provide some degree of certainty during these uncertain times. It's going to provide you with that bright light that illuminates green when your temperature is within a normal range. And just like you mentioned, I mean, these are so easy to read. It has these huge numbers so that anybody can really read this.
Yeah, I'm a guy who just turned 60 earlier this week. A regular thermometer, listen, I'm not going to take time throughout the day to orally check my temperature, and I can't read a mercury thermometer anyway. There is a certain peace of mind, and we've got a lot of school-age kids. This is recommended for ages 10 on up that are going back to school. And this is peace of mind, not just for me, but Dr. Trevino, this is also for other people around me to know, hey, that guy's good, he's okay.
Exactly, yeah. So what you did there is you reset it to a factory setting, so it starts from the bottom, and then it will start taking your temperature. As long as you have it nice and snug, it'll give you the accurate reading. So mine right now says my temperature is 97.3. And it's very easy to read. And like you mentioned, you know, one of the important features about this too is that it will vibrate if that temperature range is outside of the normal range. So if your temperature goes above 99.5, it'll turn amber. If it goes above 100.3, it'll turn red. And then that's going to tell you, hey, there's something going on. And what you can do is you can actually take the TAD off of your wrist, and it's ergonomically made also to fit underneath your arm. So you would put it underneath your arm and you would get a secondary reading as well.
Now, also, doctor, that price tag that we have on the screen of $39.96, that's for 2 of these. So it's one for you, one for a partner, a spouse, a family member, a gift to a friend. That is a truly amazing price for brand new technology. That's under $20. You charge it up with a USB. It doesn't take very long to charge at all. And this gives me, what, about 16 hours of monitoring time before I need to recharge it again. Is that correct?
Exactly, yeah. So what you want to do is you can actually charge this with any USB device that you have at your home.
Right.
You can plug it into your computer, to your car. It plugs right in. And then you know that it's charging because when you plug it in, it'll turn on the light and it will vibrate.
Now, the person who invented this is actually a very close family member of your own. You work as an emergency medical physician. You and I had a conversation yesterday on the phone. It's funny, the dashboard in our automobile gives us more diagnostics of what's going on inside that car than what our own body ever tells us. We need things like this to be able to find out what's really going on.
Right. I mean, right now, this is such an important time to be mindful of not just our own health, but also of the health of those around us. Imagine you're at home and you're one of those people that is going back to work now, or you're homeschooling children that are 10 and older, or maybe you're taking care of your elderly mother and you want to keep an eye on her from afar and make sure that her temperature is okay. Well, you can see this bright green light from the other side of the room.
Yeah. And the temperature ranges again, because this isn't just guesswork. You're a physician. Give me the three different ranges. There's green, you have amber, and then you also have red, and those correspond to the color of the LEDs that are on the bracelet.
Correct. Yeah, this is a very bright LED, and it's going to turn amber whenever the temperature goes above 99.5. So fever is actually considered to be greater than 100.4. So once you get above 99.5, then that light turns yellow and it says, hey, there might be something going on or something in the horizon. At that point in time, it's important to keep an eye on your temperature. And then once it goes above 100.4, it's going to turn red. And both of these settings, whenever they change to an abnormal value outside of normal range, it's going to vibrate for you.
I absolutely think it's brilliant. I've got a father who's in his late 90s. And I don't know if just because of age, his internal furnace is a little wonky. So he can never really tell if he's warm or not. So, and there's people who, because of medications, et cetera, if you ask them if they have a fever, they may not know. But as the primary caregiver, this is telling me from across the room that it's working. I'm impressed by the technology and the fact that you were able to bring it to market so quickly. This has only been out in the marketplace for, Doctor, what, about 2 months?
Yep, about 2 months.
And here we have it on air, and we're selling 2 of them for $39.96. So you've got one for yourself, one for a family member, a partner, a spouse, maybe a loved one or a friend, and it's remarkably easy to use. And I've got to tell you, Dr. Trevino, it's very, very comfortable. This thing is almost feather-like in its weight.
Yeah, it's made with a silicone band. It's latex-free. It's non-allergenic. You won't even notice it's there. It's water-resistant, so you can get, if you're washing dishes, if you forget to take it off before you get in the shower, because it's easy to forget, like you mentioned, that it's even on there. It's not going to be a problem at all. And like you mentioned, a gift for a friend, right? I mean, if you have somebody who you know who's immune compromised, or is going through a rough time right now, this is a perfect also gift for them, because they can always keep an eye on their temperature.
And there's nothing like it. Recommended for ages 10 on up. That age range can go to 100, 120. I've never seen anything like it. It's absolutely brilliant engineering. If nothing else, it says so much about the creativity and the American spirit of entrepreneurship. Doctor, I thank you and your family member for having created it, for bringing it to us, giving us an opportunity for the national launch of it.